In a world where the ancient and the mysterious intertwine, there exists a book so controversial, so filled with hidden truths, that it was deliberately erased from mainstream history. The Book of Enoch, a lost scripture said to hold the real story of humanity's origin, the true nature of angels, and the terrifying secrets of the heavens. For centuries, religious institutions labeled it as heresy, scholars dismissed it as myth, and the church banned it from the Bible. But why? What did this ancient text reveal that frightened the world's most powerful authorities? The story of the Book of Enoch is not merely a tale of angels and demons, but of forbidden knowledge, cosmic rebellion, and a version of history that challenges everything we've been taught about who we are and where we came from. Long before the dawn of modern civilization, before the pyramids rose and empires ruled, there was Enoch the Great, grandfather of Noah, a man described as so pure, so close to the divine, that he was taken up to heaven without dying. According to the scriptures that survived, Enoch walked with God, but he also walked with beings that were not human. These were the Watchers, a group of powerful angels sent to earth to watch over humanity. Yet what began as divine guardianship soon descended into chaos, temptation, and corruption. The Watchers looked upon the daughters of men, and lust overtook their divine purpose. They descended upon the earth, taking mortal women as wives, and from this forbidden union came the Nephilim, the giants of old, monstrous hybrids of human and angelic blood. The Book of Enoch describes in haunting detail how these Nephilim spread destruction upon the earth. They devoured all that humans produced, and when there was nothing left, they turned on mankind themselves. Violence filled the earth, and the cries of humanity reached the heavens. Enoch, chosen by God as a messenger, was taken to the divine realms to bear witness to the cosmic order, the secrets of heaven, the fate of the stars, the mechanics of creation, and the divine judgment that was to come. It was here that Enoch saw visions of the future, the great flood, the fall of the angels, and the final destiny of souls. It was here that he recorded the knowledge the world was never meant to see. But why was this book banned? Why did the church remove it from the Bible when early Christians once revered it? For centuries, the Book of Enoch was considered scripture by many Jewish sects and early Christian communities. Even the authors of the New Testament quoted from it. The Epistle of Jude directly references Enoch's prophecies, saying, "Behold, the Lord comes with 10,000s of his holy ones." Yet by the 4th century, as church authorities formalized the biblical canon, Enoch was cast out. They said it was too mystical, too filled with secrets mankind should not seek to know. But others whisper a different reason, that the book revealed truths the powerful could not allow to spread. The Book of Enoch unveils the story of celestial rebellion, of angels who defied God to share forbidden knowledge with humans. The Watchers taught men metalworking, women enchantments, and the secrets of the stars and planets. They gave humanity the power of knowledge, and with it came destruction. Does this sound familiar? To some, it echoes the myth of Prometheus, who defied the gods to give fire to man. To others, it's the ancient version of the serpent in Eden, offering forbidden wisdom. In all these stories, one theme endures: knowledge is power, and power can defy the divine order. Enoch's writings describe heavenly realms, cosmic laws, and the structure of the universe in ways eerily ahead of their time. He speaks of stars that move in fixed paths, of celestial gates through which they rise and set, of winds and waters flowing from the firmament, ancient words that seem to describe astronomical order and cosmic mechanics long before science could. He wrote of 7 heavens, each ruled by angelic beings of unimaginable power, and of the throne of God beyond all comprehension. But within his revelations lies the most unsettling idea that humanity is not alone, and that divine beings once walked among us, shaping our world, teaching us and punishing us. The fallen Watchers, once divine, were punished for their sins. Bound beneath the earth in prisons of darkness, they awaited judgment. Their offspring, the Nephilim, were wiped away in the great flood, a story mirrored across countless ancient cultures. The Sumerians spoke of the Anunnaki, godlike beings who came from the heavens to shape mankind. The Greeks told of the Titans, born of gods and mortals, who defied the divine order. The parallels are too precise to ignore. Could it be that the Book of Enoch preserves the earliest version of this cosmic drama, a truth fragmented across mythologies? As Enoch's visions continued, he was shown the coming of the Messiah, the judgment of the fallen angels, and the destiny of human souls after death. He saw the structure of the underworld, where spirits of the dead awaited their fate. He described a place of light for the righteous and of shadows for the wicked centuries before Christianity defined heaven and hell. In many ways, Enoch's words became the foundation for later religious beliefs. Yet his name was erased, his book silenced, and his story labeled heresy. For nearly 2,000 years, the Book of Enoch vanished from history. Only faint echoes of it survived in other texts. Then, in 1773, a Scottish explorer named James Bruce traveled to Ethiopia and discovered copies of the lost book, preserved in the ancient Ge'ez language. It had survived in secrecy, guarded by Ethiopian monks who considered it sacred scripture. When the text was finally translated into English in the 19th century, the world was stunned. It was unlike any other biblical writing, poetic, terrifying, and filled with otherworldly imagery that seemed to blend religion with cosmic mystery. What makes the Book of Enoch so powerful and so dangerous is that it presents a universe where divine beings interfere directly in human affairs, where knowledge is both gift and curse, and where the boundaries between heaven and earth are thin and fragile. It tells of a God not distant and abstract, but deeply involved, commanding legions of angels to enforce cosmic justice. It also speaks of rebellion, of the price paid when creation defies its creator. Some modern researchers and theologians suggest that the watchers described by Enoch were not merely angels, but extraterrestrial beings, visitors from beyond the stars who came to Earth in ancient times. The description of their descent from the heavens, their advanced knowledge, and their hybrid offspring sound eerily like accounts from UFO lore. Ancient astronaut theorists claim that Enoch's encounters could have been with advanced beings whose technology appeared divine to early humans. Could the Book of Enoch be the oldest record of contact between humanity and an otherworldly civilization? Whether taken literally or metaphorically, the parallels between Enoch's visions and modern discoveries are uncanny. He described the Earth as a sphere suspended in space, stars as independent entities following divine laws, and the universe as vast and structured. How could a man thousands of years ago have known such things? Some say divine revelation. Others suspect hidden ancient knowledge passed down through forgotten ages. The moral of Enoch's story is both timeless and haunting. He was a man who sought truth beyond the limits of his world. He walked with beings of light and darkness, learned the secrets of creation, and dared to record them. For this, he was taken not in death, but in transformation. The scriptures say, Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. To this day, his disappearance remains one of the greatest mysteries in religious history. Did he ascend to heaven, or was he taken by the same beings he described to dwell among the stars forever? Throughout history, prophets and mystics have claimed visions that echo Enoch's. From Ezekiel's wheels in the sky to Revelation's beasts of fire and lightning, the imagery feels connected, as if all are glimpses of the same cosmic reality. The Book of Enoch ties these threads together, suggesting that humanity's destiny is intertwined with celestial forces far beyond comprehension. It paints a picture of a universe teeming with life and hierarchy, where every action echoes through both heaven and earth. When one reads the Book of Enoch today, it feels less like a forgotten scripture and more like a message from a higher intelligence, a warning that the pursuit of forbidden knowledge has consequences. The Watchers fell because they sought to elevate mankind beyond divine permission, yet humanity continues to walk the same path, unlocking secrets of creation, reaching for the stars, and playing with the fabric of life itself. Perhaps Enoch's ancient warning is more relevant now than ever before. The suppression of the Book of Enoch was not just a theological decision, it was a rewriting of history. By removing it, the early church shaped a version of reality that fit their control, one where angels were pure and distant, and humanity was obedient and small. But Enoch's writings show a different world, one where divine beings are flawed, curious, and bound by laws greater than even they can defy. It is a story of rebellion, redemption, and cosmic justice, a mirror of our own struggle between ignorance and enlightenment. In modern times, the book continues to fascinate scholars, theologians, and seekers of truth. Its rediscovery reignited debates about ancient history, lost civilizations, and the origins of spiritual knowledge. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church still regards it as sacred, refusing to see it as heresy. To them, Enoch's words are not myth, but divine revelation. For others, it remains a mystery, a forbidden relic whispering secrets from the dawn of time. Imagine, for a moment, the possibility that Enoch's visions were real, that he truly stood before divine beings, that he saw the structure of the cosmos, and that his writings were meant for a future generation ready to understand. Could it be that now, in the age of science and space exploration, humanity is finally reaching the level of understanding Enoch once glimpsed? If so, perhaps that is why his book resurfaced after millennia, a message returning at the moment we are capable of deciphering it. The story of the Book of Enoch is the story of humanity's forbidden past. It challenges us to question what knowledge truly is, what it means to be divine, and how far we are willing to go to uncover the truth. It reminds us that the line between heaven and earth, God and man, is thinner than we imagine, and maybe, just maybe, the true history of humanity is not one of isolation on a small planet, but of connection to a vast and mysterious universe filled with beings who once walked among us. The Book of Enoch is more than scripture. It is a cosmic puzzle, a warning, and a revelation. It tells us that the heavens are alive with order and chaos, that the universe has layers unseen, and that humanity's role within it is both sacred and perilous. To read it is to peer into the mind of a man who saw beyond the veil, who looked upon the machinery of creation and dared to write what he saw. Perhaps that is why it was banned, not because it was false, but because it was too true. Because it dared to suggest that we are part of something far greater, and that the divine is not confined to temples or books, but written into the stars themselves. And in that truth lies both our greatest potential and our greatest fear, that the universe is watching, remembering, and waiting for us to awaken, just as Enoch once did.